They almost killed you, you jackass. You can gloat all you like, but Darren didn't take pity on you like the moron he is. You've been cut clean in half. You think that doesn't count because you weren't fighting at your full power? Who do you think I am, the idiot dwarf? You think I care the fight wasn't honorable? You would have been dead, you fool. And the same goes for all the gods. You have no idea how much stronger these weaklings could have gotten in just a week or two with my guidance. You have no idea. Aiden says he now seems to be calming down a little. Perhaps you are right. Perhaps they could have killed me. All the more reason for me to finish them off now before they get stronger then. Say goodbye to your beloved plan, Araka. No, Araka shouts as I pull out my dagger and prepare for my desperate last stand. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I hear Azarius' voice, who seems to have just now teleported next to me. I know that you've been spying on us from afar since the beginning of our battle, Sage of the East, Aiden says. It's strange, you look old and they call you a sage, but the wise thing to do in the situation would have been to stay safely where you were hiding and let me kill these people. What madness could have possessed you to come here and confront me when I'm in my strongest form? You really think you can defeat me in battle? Oh heavens no, Azarius says with a calm smile. I wouldn't dream of it. Then how exactly do you intend to stop me? Aiden says, I thought you might ask me that, Azarius says, and then he snaps his finger once. What did you... How? Aiden begins to say as he seems to be looking somewhere far off in the distance, but Azarius interrupts him. I discovered those detection spell of yours that you've been planting all over the continent weeks ago, Azarius says. I figured that they were very important to you, so I've been tampering with them in secret while suppressing my aura so you couldn't notice it from a distance. As you have just seen, one snap of my finger is enough to cancel one of your spells, undo hours of your work. Also, it's impossible to fix my tampering without remaking them from scratch. Oh, and most importantly, if you kill me, every single one of your detection spells will be undone and all your work for the past few weeks will be wasted completely. I can't believe this, Aiden says. You're blackmailing me. You're blackmailing me. Of course, Azarius says with the same calm smile as before. Well, wouldn't I? You realize that once I'll no longer have the need for those spells. The first thing I'll do is hunt you down and kill you for this, Aiden says. By all means, please do. Azarius says, I very much doubt that you will be in position to do anything to me by the time, but you're welcome to try. What is that supposed to mean? Aiden says. You will find out in due time, Azarius says enigmatically. So you have come all the way here just to save these people whom you've barely interacted with, Aiden says. Do you have any particular reason why you want to throw your life away just for the sake of them? Yes. I have recently found out that we have some common interests, Azarius says. As such, I've been looking forward to traveling with them on our way to Glamir. Common interest, Aiden says as he looks at us, then Azarius. I assume that asking for further detail would serve no purpose at this point. Indeed, Azarius says. There is a short pause during which Azarius and Aiden are just looking at each other, and it feels like Aiden is considering whether his current desire to kill Azarius could actually justify him throwing away several weeks' worth of work. It looks like you've given me no choice then, Aiden tells Azarius. I will let you all live for now, but you should know that I am greatly looking forward to the moment when I get to kill you. Yes, that is understandable, Azarius says, completely unfazed by Aiden's threat. Araka laughs at Aiden. Serves you right, you arrogant buffoon. Aiden says, without bothering to make any sort of comeback towards Araka. Then turns toward me and Darren. He looks at us with his eyes closed in silence for a few seconds, before he continues. Well then, Aiden says, I suppose you two might still get the chance to prove me wrong after all. And with these final words, Aiden teleports away from us, leaving us only with Azarius and the leopard. Phew, Azarius says. That was certainly a close call, wasn't it? Tell Azarius I could have handled myself without it. He'd probably just say, I'm sure you would have. Thank Azarius for his help. Don't be such a bitch. Thank you so much. I tell Azarius, I really thought we were goners back then. No need to thank me, Azarius says. I'm actually happy to help fellow tournament participants. Even if there is no need, I will still thank you as well, Darren says, as he is now getting up from the ground and healing himself. You had nothing to gain and everything to lose by helping us, but you still showed up. Only a man of your caliber could have ever done something like this. I'm sorry about earlier, says Leo the leopard as he's now coming towards us. I know that it was very cowardly of me to just hide and watch Aiden kill you, but there really was nothing I could do. We understand that, Leo, Kate says. We were asked to be your bodyguards, not the other way around. This was our fight and you had no obligation to help us. I'm not worthy of your kind words, Leo says in a humble tone. What happened to that apprentice of yours? Darren asks Azarius as he's looking left and right for his disciple. Harry, I think. Are you still traveling with him? Henry, Azarius corrects Darren. Yes, I'm still traveling with him, but I had to temporarily leave him behind. I teleported to you because this was a little too dangerous for him. He knows how to make his way here, as he should be with us shortly. This is probably going to sound a little rude after you saved our lives, Kate says, but I couldn't help but notice that your timing was extremely precise. You appeared at the exact moment when Aiden was about to execute us. And Aiden did mention that you were spying on us from afar. Were you able to hear what we were saying during this time by any chance? I was indeed, as Arius said, very astute of you to notice. So you detected us and Aiden from a distance using magic to enhance your hearing and listen in on us, in on our conversation, I ask Azarius. Precisely, Azarius says. But why did you choose to only intervene this late? Kate says, it's not like I'm complaining, but surely you must have realized that there was no guarantee any of us would survive for so long. Does it have something to do with those common interests of ours that you said you only recently discovered? Very observant once again, Azarius says. And to answer your question, yes, I did indeed decide to help you based on something that you said towards the end of your battle. All of a sudden, we hear Araka beginning to laugh hysterically in a way that we haven't heard her laugh in quite some time. What's so funny, Araka? Darren says. I think I know why the sage decided to help you, Araka says, as she can barely contain herself from laughing. If it is what I think it is, you're going to love it. So, would you mind telling us what this is all about, Sage Azarius? Kate asks him suspiciously. Ah yes, you see, although throughout my long life I've attained many things, fame, power, knowledge, but even though I've acquired the dream that most people only dream of, I've admittedly achieved many of the goals that I've set for myself when I was very young. There is still one last goal that I haven't quite managed to accomplish yet, which is coincidentally also the reason why I decided to join this tournament. I feel like I'm going to regret saying this, Kate says, but what exactly is this goal you're talking about? Azarius smiles. To dethrone the gods and take their place. Oh boy. This is the end of the third book, Magium. The rest of the book have not been written yet, but they will be released on a chapter by chapter basis. There will likely be 5 books in the main series and 2 prequels. Okay, so 2 more books. My current estimate is that the first chapter of the 4th book should be released within the next few months. If you want to replay the game to find different paths, I recommend trying to complete the achievements from the main menu because they are designed to showcase most of the important variations in the story. If you want to chat about the game with other players while you wait for the new chapter, you can join the discussion on the subreddit by tapping on the button below. If you want to be notified of the game's updates, then you can visit the Magium Games Twitter page by tapping the corresponding button below and follow me on Twitter. Also, if you want to review the game, please keep in mind that not all players reading the game reviews have finished the game, so avoid giving spoilers in the reviews as much as possible. Thank you for playing. If you enjoyed the game, don't forget to recommend it to your friends. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the subreddit and find out what's happening with Magium. So I'm on the Magium subreddit. I don't know if I will be putting this up on the screen because, I'm the orientation would probably get fucked up, but I'll try maybe. I'll try. Let me take a snapshot of this and see if I can put this in. Okay, so it says some very sad news. Hello everyone, I'm the brother of the author whose real name was Christian Mihail SQ, that's a little difficult for me to read, from Romania. Sadly, he has passed away on the night of 6th of August. It seems he was going through some severe depression, but didn't tell anyone in the family about it. Wait, so he killed himself? Is that what happened? He committed suicide? Is that what happened? Holy shit. I thought he died from a disease or something. I mean, knew about his passing because I've mentioned it a couple of times because I read it somewhere. But I didn't know he ended himself. I mean, it looks like he did. It seems he was going through some severe depression, but he didn't tell anyone in the family about it. His funeral was yesterday at the cemetery Iancul from Bucharest, which ironically was very close to where he lived. In the following days, we are going to go through his things. If I find any notes about Magium, I'll post them here. Here is the news in Romanian, some translation. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Posted a few pictures of him throughout the years here. And about Magium's ending and continuation. For those wondering, on a paper found on him, he wrote, "I'm sorry I had cancer." That's the only thing he wrote. So he did have cancer. Okay, so it was a disease. Okay, so it's not just depression. I guess he had cancer, and while he was battling cancer, I guess he just went through depression, and then it was just so difficult for him to push through. because it's a difficult fight, honestly, very painful and mentally exhausting, that he decided to end it. And that's fucked. That is fucked. Very unfortunate. Okay, here's a photo of him. This is 2016. This is 2018. 2022. Very drastic change. 2023. And 2012 NYC. I'm the guy on the left. The picture was taken about 3 years before he started working on Magium. Wait, you're the guy on the left? It should be the guy on the right, shouldn't it? No, whatever. Oh, maybe he looked very young back in the day. Okay. Wow, this is... Man. Okay, so another post by him about Magium's ending and continuation. So a bit of good news, if you can call it that, is that my brother talked to me a few years ago about how he plans to end the game. Yeah, the problem is that I forgot most of the details, but he also talked to mom more times about it, and she remembers more details. When you'll be feeling better, you'll be posting a short version of how it was supposed to end. I also talked with her about what to do with the game itself. We were supposed to go this week through his stuff, but I think I got COVID, so we will have to wait a few days. I don't want my... This is 4 months ago. How did he get COVID now? In 2024? So we'll wait a few days. I don't want my mom to get it from me. Anyway, I hope that this week we'll go to his place, which is a mess, to be able to find the source code. Once we do, we'll talk about releasing the whole thing as an open source under a permissive license such as CC. We hope that someone will be willing to port the game from ClickTeam to something like Java, HTML, or some other language that's more modern. Ideally, I think it should be ported to HTML5 so that the game can be played in a browser. That will work on all devices. Other things are possible as well, such as translation, adding artwork, etc. Of course, this is only if you're able to locate the source code on his desktop. What the fuck? Desktop. He also had 2 laptops we weren't able to find yet. Okay, so from the looks of it, this is it for Magium, because the author's brother or his mother has not found his 2 laptops, and there's nothing much else seems like they have found on the desktop either, considering the post was 4 months ago, so there's nothing yet. But the community is trying to help them put it through, at least get a general sense of it. Maybe there's some writers who would, help him through this, like build this whole thing. But I think that's it for Magium. Yeah, maybe it's a possibility, a remote possibility, that if further chapter would come out, but obviously will have a very different tone, even if it did come out, the next book, if it came out, because obviously the author would be changed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will be, I'm thinking of making a perfect playthrough thing for the whole thing. So far I've done perfect playthroughs like book 1, book 2, book 3, like that. So I'm just gonna do a mega series of the entire perfect playthrough from first chapter of book 1 all the way to book 3 chapter 12, and then we'll finish Magium and be, well, I shouldn't be saying done with it. That sounds like I don't want to read more, but I do. But unfortunate. But such is life. Things happen, and nothing can really be done, as unfortunate as that is. And thank you so much for watching, because I know some people actually watch the Magium playthrough, and I know not many people are on this channel, but the ones that do watch it, I know they appreciate it. So bye bye.